Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining Doc's live webinar on leveraging SharePoint for collaboration and business productivity. My name is Heather Crouch, and I specialize in business growth and helping businesses find solutions to IT collaboration challenges that help affect their mission-critical priorities. So today I'll be introducing Doc 365 and our pre-built SharePoint intranet portal. I'll provide you with intranet portal examples and walk you through a live demonstration on how our custom solution can help leverage your business processes. Upon the completion of the demo, I'll open it up for question and answer with myself and some of our Microsoft SharePoint experts. If at any time during the webinar you have any questions, please feel free to drop them in the chat, and one of our specialists will answer that promptly for you. So a little bit about Doc. We are a Microsoft Gold certified partner specializing in SharePoint based here in Jacksonville, Florida. We've been in business a little over 17 years. Started out working with really large enterprise clients, building completely custom SharePoint intranet solutions from the ground up, helping them really meet their business needs and solve their critical problems. We deployed hundreds of solutions for businesses utilizing the from the ground up techniques, but we realized that many businesses, regardless of size, can't really afford to wait 6 to 10 months to have a solution in place and can't really afford to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars either. And so that's why we created Doc, an intranet solution that's surprisingly customizable and typically can be deployed within 4 to 6 weeks. So this research here on this slide, this just really blew my mind. And I'll just kind of go through it with you guys. So 15% of employees are engaged in their work worldwide. And what's really crazy is that 70% of the employees are engaged in their work at the best performing companies, and that's why they're making 21% more profit. So what we're seeing from our client base is that they're able to see a competitive advantage by creating a culture of collaboration. And we put some of the stats here that were really eye-opening, and I'll just go to the last one just to touch on that, and that's that companies with great employee experiences outperform the Standard & Poor's by 500 by 122%. So why so many people are investing in an intranet portal is because they know the value or the competitive advantage of creating sustained connections across the organization. And we really worked with hundreds of businesses over the years, and one of the most common problems is the minimal amount or complete lack of collaboration. In today's society, collaboration is a competitive advantage, and it's one of the strongest value components that your business can bring to the marketplace. And at Doc, we've helped businesses to get everyone involved working together through a collaborative platform that is SharePoint. Which leads me to my next point. In order to create a sense of collaborative innovation through the workplace, there must first be established a relationship, in other words, essence, and a procedure, in other words, form. So let me explain. One of New York Times top-selling authors, Ken Blanchard, really put collaboration into perspective, and I can share the video link with you guys after the webinar if you would like. So he said that there's essence and there's form. Essence is heart to heart and values to values, and form is how you're going to do it. Be careful if someone is always wanting to address form first, essence has to come first. In other words, you have to build the relationship before you can start doing the work. Using collaborative innovation through technology can simplify the process of building professional relationships. Businesses can build a sense of trust and comfort throughout the workforce by knowing a little bit more about the people, like what they look like, when their birthday is, some of those sorts of things. And this really helps to assure the relationship and encourages employees to feel comfortable when working together. Another part of making sure your team is collaborating efficiently is to make sure you're satisfying their needs and desires. One way to establish a sense of collaboration within your business is to have a centralized one-stop shop for business productivity that meets your corporate needs. So at Doc, we value your needs and provide the option for you to customize a site to your own branding, requirements, and feel. The next few slides are an example of some of the different custom layouts that we've designed to meet other businesses' needs. So I'll pause for a few moments on each slide so you can get a good idea of some of the capabilities of Doc. So this one that you're seeing here, this is one that we designed for a business within the hospitality industry. As you can see, it's their own corporate colors, logo, layout. They had certain requirements they needed met, and so we met that within the layout. This one here, as you can tell, is a little bit different. Different look and feel, different functionalities, still within SharePoint, but it's customized to meet their own needs. As you can see, this one's a little bit different too. This one's like a white, clean look and feel, different layout, different look and feel to the, tiles, just, satisfying their need. This example is one within the heavy equipment industry. This is one of our clients. They have met their own specific requirements. They had a poll, different ask the CEO, some different look and feel as to many different clients have. And here's just another example as well, just to kind of give you an idea of some of the different capabilities. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and start the demonstration part of the webinar. So let's just pull up the site. So the site you guys seeing here, this is a live site that we have running on Office 365. This site can be completely custom to fit your own needs, requirements, branding.
Is now joining.
Your own logo, everything here to meet your own specific needs. As you saw within the different examples, there's different ways you can have this look and feel. I have actually pulled up a couple different examples of the layout, how it can look and feel. As you can see, this one has different colors, it's a little bit boxier, different layout there. This one's a little bit cleaner. It's just nice and white, very simplistic look and feel there. And this one's similar to one of the examples we showed in the presentation, the PowerPoint presentation. The different look and feel here with the tools section, different colors, different layout, and some different functionalities. So the landing page here, this is the main site for communication and collaboration. As I mentioned briefly before, being able to create that collaboration is definitely a competitive advantage. It's something that every company, every business needs to do to stay competitive within the marketplace. And so this page here, this is where employees will start their day. This is the centralized one-stop shop that I mentioned before. So you have different components to be able to meet your needs. I'll just go through some of the ones here. Some of the main ones we saw over and over again, which are the ones within this site. So here you have the carousel control. This is where you can get across upcoming information, videos, news articles, anything that's really important that you want your employees to see as soon as they log in and start their day. You can have that here. Right here you have the alerts bar. This will tell you if there's anything urgent going on, if you have any office closings, any maintenance, this example here, 401k enrollment, just anything that you need to get across to your employees. It's basically an alert or notification. You can have that here. You can also have this set up an email notification, so whenever there's a new alert, you can send an email too. So up here you can see the My Tools section. Now this is essentially a corporate app store that will link out to all of your different applications and resources that you're currently using. If those different applications have the access to have a single sign-on, we can do that here so that whenever you click on those applications, you'll automatically be signed in when you're signed into Doc. Again, you just have to check if those resources do have single sign-on capability. So within the My Tools section, you can customize it based on whichever user's logged in. So for example, this example here, we have it laid out by department. So if you're in human resources here and you need to see your payroll and ADP, some of the other different resources that you guys use, you can customize which ones you want shown up here on your homepage, directly from here. So you can add or remove them from your different queue here. So you'll see them here. Upcoming events, so it's really important to be able to see what's going on within the company in order to stay engaged within the company and be able to participate in things that are going on. So this one here, this upcoming events, this is typically for company-wide events. You can have events calendars within different department pages, within locations portals, however you guys want to do that. But the one here is mostly to get across information or events that are coming up within the company as a whole. So as you saw, I just clicked on the little download button and it's going to pull up this little option for me here. to save and add this directly to my calendar. That way I will get notified whenever this event's coming up, and that way I can make sure that I attend if possible. So I mentioned before, Ken Blanchard really said putting essence before form, being able to build that relationship before you work with someone. And so that's really what we did here with the Let's Celebrate section. This section really helps highlight whenever you have new hires, anniversaries, birthdays, some other different things that really just highlight the employees and really help you put a name with a face with the people that you're working with day to day. We have a lot of clients who have many different locations and many different employees. And so being able to put that name with a face to people who they don't see day to day really helps build that relationship so that they're more comfortable and more prone to working together. Down here you have social media integrations. Now right here we just have it linked out as little icons and you can click on it, but you can also just have the live feeds there as well. And any of these components you see can be anywhere within the site. So if you wanted social media simply to be on your marketing page or within a certain location, you can definitely do that as well. So this is what it'll look like. You'll have your live Twitter feeds, Facebook, Instagram, Yammer. For those of you who aren't familiar with Yammer, Yammer is something that typically comes with your Office 365 and is a really good collaboration tool so that you can really work together with your team. It's kind of like an internal Facebook. You create groups, you can like, comment on people's posts, really just be able to work together regardless of which location that you're in. So if you guys have Office 365 and aren't utilizing Yammer, highly encourage you guys to look into that. We have created the integration for you to have it here on the site too, so that you don't have to open up various different tools to be able to go to your day-to-day. Everything will be linked here into the site. And close out some of these for quicker navigation. So down here you have the news and announcements. So this will really tell you whenever you have upcoming news. Within the company, this is typically company-wide here as well on the home page. You can feature unfeatured news, which as you can see here, I just clicked into any old article. Featured news are the most important news that you want to show up whenever you click within any news article. So that way you'll see them here on the top right. As you click into the news, you'll have your own page to actually go through that news announcement. So do briefly before I go into any other components, I want to show you how easy the site is to edit and maintain. Another way to really make sure you guys are working together, communicating efficiently, wow, I can't talk, is to make sure all the information is up to date. Everybody's getting the latest versions of documents, all the latest news, announcements, everything that they really need right there at their fingertips. And with SharePoint, typical out-of-the-box SharePoint is hard to use, hard to maintain. Unless you have that IT experience, it's really difficult to make sure the site's really up and running and really get people coming in and using it. So what we did is we created a capability for you to be able to easily add content and maintain the site. So for example, if I want to add a slide here to this carousel control, I simply click on the Add Slide. And we created a section here where you'll be able to just fill out the fields. So you'll enter in your title, select a picture or video, put the summary in, description, all that information here. And we have created the publishing and unpublishing capability. So for example, if you want to post something for a holiday coming up, so for those of you here in the States, Easter is coming up this weekend. So if you wanted to post something that's relating to that, you can have it automatically publish, say you want to publish it Thursday or Friday, or have it going on the whole week. You can have it automatically publish on that date and have it automatically taken down on a different date so that your content is always fresh and up to date with what's going on. As you can see, there's add different capabilities anywhere within the site. So if you want to add or edit any content, you can do that easily. So we'll just click on edit a tile here just to show you how customizable it is. During the deployment, we'll actually set it up for you, how you want it to look and feel, how you want it to really function, how you want to be able to navigate through the site. But if you have the capabilities, SharePoint permission levels, if you have the permission to do this, you'll be able to come in and actually edit things too. So for example, if you're tired of the way the tiles look and you want to change some of the colors, you guys rebrand it or something like that, you have the capability of editing those things on your own. So what I did is I clicked on the edit, the little mouse here, and it came up with this control here. If I wanted to change the color, I can do that. You know, you just click on those. If I want to change the icon, we've come up with different presets for you to be able to change an icon that's similar to what you're looking for there. And you can also just change the display order. So this one right now, the employee directory is the one I clicked on. It's displayed first. So if I wanted to move it to the second column, I would display it like the first one in the second column. I could put fifth and it'll automatically move it here. So you do have control, you know, after the site's deployed, and you can make sure that you're keeping everything up to date and making sure people are actively using the site and coming in there. So the next thing is the employee directory. Being able to create that collaborative innovation, being able to communicate and collaborate with each other, being able to be more productive, you definitely need to have access to employees' information. You need to have, you know, phone number, email address, all that information there for you so that you can communicate with these people. So what we've done is created the employee directory, which comes from your Active Directory. You know, so it's automatically populated there for you. You can be able to search for different employees that you're looking for. So, you know, we've already created some here that you can search by job title, by location, department, or you can search within the search fields. And you can also edit how you want this to look and feel. So for this view right here, it's just photo only view, but you can change various different views. That way you can have the access to the information that you need. And you can also change which information you want displayed per employee by simply checking the fields. So the next thing is policies and procedures. So we saw a lot of different companies who really needed a way to manage their documents or manage their policies and procedures and be able to find those documents and be able to have that latest document at their fingertips when needed. So this is an example. This one's policies and procedures, but this document center we created can be anywhere within the site. You can have numerous columns, one solo column, so see just this policy column, however you guys want it to look and feel for you. But the way it works is whenever you add a document, you just select the file that you want associated with it. So I would just select a file, enter in a title, category. This is if you have multiple different columns, you would select which column you want it to go in and then associate it with a tag. So let's just say, you know, HR, since that's one of the tags I see here, you would just type that in and it would tag that for you. You can associate it with multiple tags too. So once you add that document, you would just click on the tag you're looking for, or just if you're not adding, if you're just looking for the documents, you can just click on those two. So for example, if I click in HR, I'm looking for HR policies and procedures. I'll just click on HR and I'll be able to see those automatically populated there for me. And you can clear the filter and do the same thing for any different department or any different tag that you guys have. So this example is by department. You can tag it based on any number of things, type of document, if you're within a department site, type of document that pertains to that department. So for example, different kinds of marketing materials, you can have different tags associated with those. And you'll just easily be able to find those documents based on that tag. SharePoint does have version history, so you always have the latest version of the document here within the site. So making sure everyone's working together, working on the same document, always up to date, is something that we just made easy here for you guys. So we do have the capability to integrate the employee handbook within the site. This will be its own little page. So as it loads here, it's just what we did is we took a PDF and we pulled it into the site. So it's just going to have its own little page for easy access. If you don't want it to just be linked out as a document, you can have it as its own page too. So I'm going to go into a department site to show you guys how that looks and feel. You can have any number of department sites, you know, labeled however you want it. The look and feel is still custom to those own department sites. And then, of course, they can have their own information. So as you can see, as I mentioned here with the document center, this is an HR site. This is an example of what HR site may look like. And you'll be able to see tag those documents based off of benefits, employee relation, however you guys want to do that to be able to find those documents easily. Within the site, you can have any number of tiles linked out to anything, your own notification center, calendar, upcoming events, any different components that you saw in any of the examples, any SharePoint components, anything that we have anywhere else on the site, like if you wanted social media or something like that, you can put that within the department site too. So that can be completely custom for you. So we also created an employee resources page. Now this page is essentially an extension of the home page. It's really to get across more information to your team, make sure everybody's working together, everybody knows what's going on. This page is usually maintained by HR. Is typically a lot of people want to put HR information here. So if you have any time off, holidays, benefit information, you can have all that in here. What's available, some of the different payroll stuff. This is HR information that you actually want to get across to employees, and versus the human resources site is internal information for HR only. So typically what we see is a lot of departments want their own department to be secured just to that department so no one else can come in and access those. Next thing I want to go into is training. A big part of making sure that everyone's working together, everyone's on the same page, and being very productive is making sure they're properly trained. So whether they're a new hire and they're coming in and they're receiving new hire training, or whether they've been moved to a different department or specific departmental training, they definitely need to know what's going on, stay up to date there, and make sure that they're staying compliant with what you guys are looking for within a company, making sure they're working towards your mission and common goal. So we did create that training portal here for you guys to be able to have your internal training content and assign trainings to specific users. There are a lot of updates that are coming up. We're actually making a lot of updates to the training site that you see here. So this is going to look a little bit easier navigation. That's something that's going to be ready within the next couple of months. But right now we just, we have this view here. So as you can see, you can have your location or training by location, training type, different skills departments. That way you can look for the specific trainings that you're looking for. And we've also created a point system. So whenever you're logged in here, you'll be able to see all of your points that you've received so far. So it looks like I don't have any points because I'm bad. I didn't take any of the tests or I didn't pass any of them. But you'll see which tests you have upcoming trainings going up. I have this doc user training coming up. It looks like you can register or unregister if you have the access to do that. And as you can see, there's different trainings. So Microsoft Power BI training is one, regulatory compliance. This is essentially the training list. Then once you click into the training, this is where you'll be able to manage all of your training content. So if you have any videos, if you guys did any live webinars that you recorded, any different conferences you recorded, any different documents, links to different websites, however you guys really manage your training, you can have all the content here within the site. So as you can see at the top here, which I scrolled too fast, you have all of the information, start date, end date, basically the information that you saw on the training dashboard that we were just on with the training list. Then as you scroll down, you'll be able to see your content. So this whole training course looks like it's worth 150 points. So it looks like I need to go through and read this article. There's a couple of videos. If you scroll over, I need to watch that you can actually watch directly from the site. If you have any quick downloads, documents, you can have those there. And then you also have the capability to quiz your employees. So I'm just going to click on random answers just to show you how it works. Okay, and submit it. And as you can see, it'll give you automatic feedback on which ones you got right and which ones you got wrong. And that way you'll be able to see that and see how many points you got on that. And then the training manager will be able to generate a report, be able to see who took the test and when, what their score was, how many points they received, passing score, if they passed the passing score, the date they took that test, all the basic report information, they can see that as well. That way you can make sure everybody's actually taking the training. You can have the point system is really to make sure everybody is incentivized to use it. You can create incentives for the points. if they want to, if certain people take tests and you want to incentivize them with a day off or a couple hours off or whatever kind of incentive you want to create, that's typically what the point system is for, so you can make sure everybody's taking those tests. So the next thing I'll go into is the locations portal. A lot of different clients that we work with have numerous locations. You definitely want to make sure you have access to communicate with those employees regardless of where they're located. So what we did is we created the locations portal. As you can see, it's just basic dashboard of different locations. And we'll go into Jacksonville, since that's where we are located, just to kind of give you an idea what the locations portal may look like. Here you'll be able to see a basic overview of that location. If you have any main contacts from that location that you guys are communicating with, you can have them here. That way you can email, looks like Angie, directly from here, and be able to communicate with her. If you have any important documents from that different location, like if they have some kind of different, standard, different policy or anything that they need to put here, they can do that. You have a map here, which really tells you if you're going to visit that location for any reason. You have the map to the site, so you can see if there's any hotels nearby or anything like that. You have all that access. If there's any upcoming events within that specific location, you'll see that here. And this is just specific to that location. And there's also a comment section down at the bottom. So the next thing I'm going to go to is the wiki. This is something that was we actually newly released. It's basically to where if you have any kind of frequently asked questions or anything like that, you can create a wiki site. That way people can come in and be able to search for different wikis based off of whatever they're looking for. So if you have any frequently asked questions within a department site or within, a company as a whole, you can do that here. If you go into one of them, you'll be able to see there's a home page. You can go back to the home page. You can see the list of the information. You can read more, which will actually take you to the page. So if you want the 6 quick facts about Message Center, you can see that here. Be able to get your quick answers without having to track down somebody or be able to find somebody and ask them the question. And also, if you're the one who's being asked all these questions, like if you're getting a lot of IT tickets or something, IT that's going on, IT questions, it's really nice to have all these answers here for you. You can revert them to the wiki page so that you don't have to say the same thing over and over again. So the next thing I'm going to go to is IT ticketing. IT ticketing, I just briefly mentioned IT ticketing. If you have a lot of requests, you can have those come in. What will happen is someone will come in and they'll submit a ticket. So we'll actually pull that up to you so you guys can see how that looks. So they'll fill out the basic form, submit the ticket. We'll set up the workflow so it'll go to IT or specific approver. And then you'll be able to just see that there. So it looks like the Wi-Fi is acting up now, so we're going to be a little slow here on the tickets page, but it's essentially a form that you fill out with your basic information. Here we go. Fill out your basic information, and we can change some of these fields if you need different information from people whenever they submit a ticket. So they'll fill it out, save it, and it'll go here to IT, which they'll be able to see in their dashboard in this card view. They'll be able to see what the ticket name was. So issue with network cables requested by Joe. It was assigned to Adele. Here's the due date. Here's the priority status. You can change all that information. And then that way IT can come in and resolve the tickets. Request for more information, all of that information there. And there's also different views if you want to look at just your tickets that are assigned to you as a user. All open tickets or all tickets in general, you can be able to view by there. Can do the same thing for HR tickets. We've had a lot of people ask about having HR tickets. HR, some people marketing too. If you need to request marketing information, you can do the same functionality. It would just be different information, of course. It wouldn't be, fix my laptop. It would be, I need to borrow this information or something like that. So that is definitely a capability. So I briefly am going to touch on some of the different solutions that we have that not only help with communication and collaboration, but also help with business efficiencies. So we did create a project management portal where you can be able to manage your projects efficiently, be able to have all of the information here for you. This is the dashboard here. You'll be able to see the number of active projects, your specific tasks. I'm going to make this full screen. You'll be able to see the notifications if somebody tags you within a task or within a document. You'll be able to see that there. Projects, you have a project list. You'll be able to see a basic overview of the projects, project manager. I'm not going to go too in detail within some of these different solutions because they're add-ons. The projects, contracts, HRMS, Insta Expense. I'm just going to briefly touch on them for you guys. If you guys want to go into them further, just shoot me over an email. We can set up a time to dive deep into some of these capabilities, but I'm just going to do a brief overview today. So if you click into a project, you'll be able to see all the tasks assigned to that project. You can group them out, see who they're assigned to. You have various different views for the tasks. So you have the board view. You can move tasks around. You can be able to see the calendar if you have anything due, if you have anything coming up, like this is an ongoing, you can see that there. And you can have the documents as a whole for that specific project. The discussion, as you saw on the dashboard, people are tagged within things. You can see that there. And be notified. This is where you'd be notified. And then also within the task details, people can update you, tag you within things, tell you to update something, and it'll show up on your dashboard. You can see files within a task list, the history of the project or the task as a whole, all that information there. We do have integration with Power BI for our projects and for our contract management solution. So as you can see, highly interactive reports utilizing Power BI. You can click around on the data, be able to generate the reports that you need to find the information that's most important to you. So as you can see, you can group by specific areas. Contract management, this is the dashboard for the contract management. This is a highly intuitive solution that we built to help with business efficiencies. We created a workflow engine so that you can automatically set that up and have the contracts approved. We do have integration with DocuSign, some of those different things to help ease the contract approval process. I'm not really going to go too much into it since, it's very, very complex, but also very simple in a way because it helps to automate some of your simple problems or some of your headaches, but it is very complex to go through. And just with the time being, I'm not going to go through it. HRMS, we did create a full onboarding, offboarding solution. We're working on some of the updates with HRMS for recruitment, for performance management. Some of those different things are coming up soon, but we do have a release of the HRMS onboarding. As you can see, you can manage all of your employee information, contact information, employee onboarding tasks, import tasks, all that information there. This is another thing that we can go into on a deep dive. But for today's purposes, we won't go too into depth. We do also have an Insta Expense application and dashboard. To where you can submit an expense, attach a photo for the expense, have a specific approver go over that and approve it, request more information, or deny that expense. This is the dashboard view, but we do also have an app for that as well. And the Intranet app as a whole, we do have an application. Let me just remember where I linked it out here on this site. Let's see, Intranet app, here we go. So that way, whenever you're out on the go, you can still access your main information if you have any main news or if you have any notifications in the alert. So if this one look like this one here, server maintenance, that's something you definitely want to know even if you're out for the day or if you're out on lunch and you just need to check it real quick. You have all that information at your fingertips. Upcoming events, you have that here too. If you guys utilize any of the different add-ons we have, like Insta Expense Project, we're actually coming out with a ticketing app too that's going to be released here soon. You can link those down at the bottom, and you can also link to different sites within the intranet. But the ones that are going to be really interactive here are the ones that are already on Power Apps too, like the project management. We do have project management as an app too. So if you guys want to look at that, we can. All of these apps are built on Power Apps, so you will have to have that. But typically that comes with your Office 365 as well. Within the app, you can search for employees, go to the employee directory, be able to contact employees from there. So say you're out at a client visiting their location and you need to contact Alex, you have questions for him, you need help, you need to communicate with him, you're out on the go, you can search for his name, be able to email him or give him a call right from here. You'll just simply be able to click on his numbers, click on his email, and it'll open that up for you. So you'll be able to stay connected, stay able to communicate and collaborate even when on the go. So I didn't go into everything, just for time purposes. I do want to give you guys some time for question and answer. So I'm going to go ahead and pull back up the last slide of the PowerPoint. This really has my contact information if you guys want to dive deeper into any of the different add-ons we discussed or the intranet itself. If you have questions, if you want to ask about certain customizations or how it's really going to work for your business, we can set up a free demo anytime. So if you guys just want to shoot me over an email, feel free to do that. And at this time, I'm going to open it up for question and answer. So if you guys just want to either talk out loud or drop them in the chat, then myself and one of our experts will answer.
Multiple people are now exiting.